Hello, my friends. How are y'all doing out there? I have hopefully good news, right? As we all try to struggle through surviving another Donald Trump presidency. It appears that Donald Trump is losing a lot of support all across America, but especially rural America seems to be responding negatively to the things that Donald Trump is doing. So I'm going to talk about things that are actually going on out there in the world. And as a truck driver from rural America that spends most of my time in rural America, I am also going to talk about just observations I have made out here on the road that would lead me to believe that Donald Trump, his MAGA empire, may be collapsing. Maybe I'm just hoping for the best, because we all need to have hope these days, because the world is crumbling around us, and the worldview we had just a couple months ago about what America is has changed drastically in that time. So we'll talk about this absolute clusterfuck we got going on and sort of the observations that I'm making. The first thing I want to talk about is Bernie Sanders and AOC. My God, aren't they inspiring right now? And we needed that, right? There were a lot of us over here on the left going, where the fuck are the Democrats? Why are they not standing up for us? And I still stand by my guns that Chuck Schumer did not stand up for us recently. I know there were different points of view on that, but I didn't like that he agreed to the continuing resolution, and I didn't feel like he stood up for us. Other people saw it a different way, and I understand that point of view. But we have to give credit where it's due. We have two great Democrats out there on a nationwide tour that are out there standing up for us and fighting. And there are more people, but these are the big ones. A really cool thing happened yesterday. A lot of cool things have been happening with these two, but Bernie Sanders and AOC went to a rural district in Colorado. Now, just to be clear, they also went to Denver after that. They went to both places. So before anybody thinks that I think that Denver is a rural district, I understand the difference. They went to two places. They went to a rural district in Colorado, Gabe Evans district, where 10 to 11,000 people showed up to hear Bernie Sanders and AOC talk about what the fuck is going on in this country. You know who won't show up in that district and talk about what's going on in this country? Gabe Evans. That's who won't show up to talk to his own constituents. And we are seeing this as far as these town halls in red districts represented by Republicans. We're seeing this all over the country. First of all, we started, not we necessarily, but those constituents started running these fucking Republicans out of there, making them answer questions like, why are you cutting benefits to veterans? Why are you allowing Elon Musk to fire veterans? Why are you trying to get rid of Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme and all these fucking things, where the Republicans did what the cowardly Republicans always do, rather. Blame someone else. Blame the Democrats. These are the most spineless, weak, ineffective fucks I've ever seen in my life. And every time they fuck up, they blame the Democrats. They say George Soros paid these people to come to our town hall and say things about us, and they're just Democrats anyways. These people are not only spineless cowards, they are completely unpatriotic, and they're not Americans by any stretch of the fucking word. Even if they are registered Democrats, they still live in the district that you are supposed to represent, and you are supposed to pass laws to the benefit of the people in your fucking community. Not pass laws to the benefit of Donald Trump and Elon Musk so they can get tax cuts, so they can continue breaking the law any fucking way they want. You're supposed to stand up for your people, regardless of political affiliation. And there has been a ton of pushback on these town halls, to the point that these spineless, cowardly Republicans won't even show up to the fucking things. They're doing empty chair town halls now all over the country, where the constituents show up to an empty fucking room where their representative refuses to show up, and they're filming it, they're televising it, they're doing all these things, all the questions they would ask that motherfucker if they weren't too scared to show up and answer the hard fucking questions. Why are you firing our veterans? Why are you taking away their benefits? All those things that these assholes are doing. Now, with AOC and Bernie, this is absolutely fantastic. Tim Walz. Tim Walz is out there holding these town halls, and I don't know if you would call them rallies necessarily, but going out and meeting with the people that the Republicans are too scared to face after they sold them out to Donald Trump and to Elon Musk. And I think that is absolutely fucking fantastic. Because what we're seeing, my friends, is literally the worst presidential administration I have ever seen in my life. We all knew that Donald Trump was not for these people, and he was not going to help them, and he was only in it to line his pockets. A lot of us knew that that was going on, but I had no clue. I did not see this coming. Fucking as soon as he goes into office, he starts fucking the very people that put him in power. The people that voted for Donald Trump is the target of everything that he is doing at this point. And look, I hear you guys. You guys say fuck around and find out they deserve to live with their consequences of their vote. I agree. I 100% agree. I think that people that voted for Donald Trump deserve to be the ones that deal with the consequences of voting for Donald Trump. But you guys know me. I am from rural America, and I have a little bit of a soft spot because I do know that to a point, listen, there is definitely hate involved coming from people that vote for Donald Trump, okay? They are definitely hateful fucking people. I do wonder, though, how much of that is the indoctrination, the constant flood of bullshit from news outlets like Fox News. For fuck's sake, my friends, I was just watching a clip where Jesse Waters, I think is his name, I don't pay attention, I don't remember their names, I think that's his name, was talking about how Tim Walz isn't masculine because they saw him drinking a milkshake through a straw. And they said that's not a masculine thing to do. And Tim Walz said, how else would you drink a fucking milkshake? If you want a milkshake, have a milkshake. If you're so worried about how masculine or feminine you look by drinking a milkshake or, I don't know, eating a banana or whatever kind of weird things, you're a bitch. Like, you're so worried about how you look. And I don't want to hear a fucking word from this pretty boy Jesse Waters who has to get his makeup done before, I think that's his name. I don't fucking know. Fuck him. But I don't want to hear a goddamn thing. He's got to get his makeup done. He's got his hair all done up nice and pretty. He's wearing a suit and he's lecturing the American people on masculinity. That fucker wouldn't last a day in my world. Wouldn't fucking make it. Don't tell me a goddamn thing about what masculinity is, you little bitch. I can't stand these fucks. These pretty right-wing fucks that fucking get on their platform or whatever, and their platform, their news outlet, and all these things, and they want to lecture America about what masculinity is. All while they're selling out the fucking veterans, mind you. Look, I'm just a trucker, all right? There ain't much to that. I just know his ass wouldn't last here. But while they're selling out fucking the veterans, the people that have went to war for this country, right? Agree with wars, don't agree with wars. That's a whole other fucking topic of discussion. But these are people that have been in war. And they're going to sit there and dare lecture America about what fucking masculinity is. But let me try to get back to the point, because you guys know me. I sidetrack the shit out of myself sometimes. The point is, we are seeing massive losses of support for Donald Trump nationwide. We are getting down to the point where it is only the fucking cult members left. And look, we can't save them. The people that are in a cult, they die with the cult. It's unfortunate, but it's just the fucking way it is. And I've noticed, obviously we've got these town halls where people are pissed. Don't fuck with the veterans, especially in rural America. Out in the country, that's sort of a way of life, right? You get to be about 18, you join the military, your dad did, your grandpa did, your great-grandpa did, and it's just a family tradition. We just go to the military, right? And that's just what they do. And it's a proud heritage. It's a thing that happens, and it's insane. It's absolutely insane. The Republican Party. Now, we understand that Donald Trump would attack the veterans. Donald Trump attacks everything that Donald Trump wishes he could be. Since Donald Trump's a draft dodger, he's got beef with the military, right? With people in the military. Since Donald Trump is a fucking buffoon, he hates educated people. The list goes on and on of all the things Donald Trump does. But these fucking Republicans, these elected Republicans that have spent my whole life at least talking about how patriotic they are and they support the troops and they back the blue and all these fucking things, sold them the fuck out. Just said, fuck you guys, we're going to do what we're told. And like I've said in quite a few videos, this is going to go down as one of the most cowardly times in American history. But the things I'm seeing, obviously, like I've said, these town halls, the massive showings of people in rural districts in America to come watch Democrats speak because the Republicans are too afraid to see them. Now, the more anecdotal things that I've seen, I did a video maybe a month or two ago about how I was in rural Missouri, right? And I was driving through like farm towns, farm communities out there. And I thought it was interesting that I did not see a single Trump flag the entire time. The only Trump flag or sign that I saw was one of the yard signs that somebody had put off, and it was leaning up against their porch. And I was slow rolling through these towns going, where the fuck are these Trump flags? This doesn't make any fucking sense. Now, the thing about Trump supporters is they think that they are outsmarting us when they say stupid shit. So a lot of people came to that video and said, well, yeah, dummy, the reason you're not seeing those Trump flags is because the election's over. Stupid. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't get to pull the wool over my eyes, motherfucker. I've been out here on these roads for fucking 10 years now, and I know what's going on out here, and Trump supporters love showing off their Trump flags. It has nothing to do with if there's an election coming or not. They love to fly that fucking Trump flag. Trump bumper stickers, Trump flags, everything, you name it, has nothing to do with the election, if there's an election or not. This was around the time that they were cutting off funding to farmers through USAID and, the contracts so they could sell their fucking product. And also when farmers weren't getting their reimbursements through the Inflation Reduction Act, brought to you by the Joe Biden administration, by the way. Joe Biden looking out for farmers. How about that? How about that? This was around the time that farmers were getting fucked, and they're still getting fucked, but they were just realizing that they were getting fucked. And I will tell you 100% from my observations of living through Donald Trump's bullshit for however many years now, being a trucker for the same amount of time, they'll fly those fucking flags. Has nothing to do with the election at all. They don't know what the fuck's happening to them. They're getting completely fucked by Donald Trump. And it's just shocking. It's just shocking. I knew he was going to fuck them over, but I thought he was going to be a little more slick about it, right? And he's trying to be. He goes and does dumb shit, and he still goes, well, the fucking Democrats, if they wouldn't have done that, you're in charge, dummy. You're in charge. What the fuck are you talking about? The constant fucking trade wars. That's Donald Trump. The fucking mass deportations of a huge portion of our workforce. Look, I've already said like the system or don't like the system. That is the system. That's just the America we live in. And we could definitely make the argument another day for how to fix that system. But what I'm saying is you went and mass deported an entire fucking workforce in America that farmers depended on. Like I said, conversation for another day. We got to survive the next 4 years first, and then we can have that argument. Okay, my friends, we can do it then. Now, on a more personal level, all right? Now, I'm not going to tell you this part because I want you to be sad for me or worry about me. This may be a good sign, all right? Because when I first started this channel, this fucking channel was popping, right? And it's YouTube's like this. It's a roller coaster, right? It goes up and down. You hit slumps. You have a video that goes fucking crazy. All these things. What I'm telling you, though, is that I have noticed a couple things that would lead me to believe that even the Donald Trump Russian bot internet trolls are not as enthusiastic as they were even a couple months ago. Like I said, this is completely anecdotal, but it is an observation that I have made. You can probably see that the channel's in a little bit of a slump right now, and that's okay. But what I've noticed is there are very few hate comments anymore. And when they are, they're the dumbest fucking hate comments I've ever read. Like, we know that a lot of the arguments out of MAGA are really fucking stupid, but they are not sending their best and their brightest at this point, my friends. I'll give you an example. There was a comment I read earlier. We had one hate watcher, where he said, this guy is stupid. And he is just proving how dumb he is. That was the comment. No argument to what I said, no nothing. Just trying to be an internet bully, just trying to intimidate me by, this guy's stupid, right? I mean, okay, whatever. But the point is, there used to be a time where at least these fucking MAGA dorks would repeat fucking Fox News talking points, and all these things. They are put in a spot now where they can't even defend what the fuck is going on. They can't even make it a reasonable argument about what is happening. Yesterday I did a video on the Department of Education, Trump's executive order to get rid of it. And the point of the video, if you didn't watch it, was that this kind of, I don't feel like I sold the point very well. I should have redone that video. But anyways, the point was, it turns out that the Department of Education, one of their things is they hold up the civil rights laws for schools all over the country. And I didn't fucking know that until I looked into it myself. So basically, the Department of Education, one of their responsibilities on a national level was to make sure that students weren't being like discriminated against or treated unfairly because of any number of factors, you know, race, gender, religious reasons, things like that. And I believe that may have been one of the huge contributing factors to Donald Trump wanting to get rid of the Department of Education, because Donald Trump fucking hates everybody that's not a white male, and especially a billionaire. Donald Trump, if you haven't picked this up, is a hateful fucking prick. But I think that was one of the core reasons that he wanted to do that. Now, I got one dummy, just one fucking dummy, that came and said, finally, the Democrats, they call us the Democrats. Isn't that clever? Yeah, I didn't think so either. But they call us the Democrats or Demon Rats or something like that. I don't even fucking know, man. Sounds stupid. But they'll finally stop influencing our children. You're gonna miss us when we're gone, my friends. You're gonna miss that democratic influence over education. I mean, and I'm not targeting a person individual, but when your kid's as dumb as a fucking rock, because what do you even talk about when you take democratic educational principles out of schools? What are you guys even talking about at that point? Republicans don't believe in education. Who in this fucking planet actively cheers for their kid to be a fucking idiot? Well, fucking idiots do. That's who does that, right? But people that are afraid of the world, afraid that their kid might know a little too much, and they are the prime prey of the Republican Party. Keep them dumb so that they'll vote Republican. The point of all of that little side tangent was the hate views and dumbass MAGA responses of my own comment section have dropped off significantly. And I don't have proof or evidence or anything, but I would say a couple things might be occurring there. Either my videos fucking suck, that might be a thing too. That could be it. Maybe I suck at this. That's entirely possible. But how do you defend the things that Donald Trump is doing? How do you defend firing veterans, cutting off their benefits, cutting off VA benefits, my God, bankrupting farmers? The list goes on and fucking on of Donald Trump's direct attacks on the people that vote for Donald Trump. And how do you defend that? How do you go to the internet and try to defend what he's doing? It's getting increasingly more difficult now, isn't it? Especially now that it seems like the concentration, the focus of the Donald Trump administration right now is almost solely to keep propping up Tesla stocks. Literally, that's the thing they are concerned with right now, because I've been saying this for a while. If we can help Elon Musk lose some of that money, Elon Musk obviously loses a lot of political influence. A lot more than we realize. He's trying to buy an election of a Minnesota Supreme Court position or something like that. You guys can fact check that, but he's trying to pay people $100 to vote the way he wants them to vote. But the point is, if we can bankrupt that son of a bitch Elon Musk, then the Republican Party substantially loses their power. MAGA specifically loses their power because Elon Musk said he's going to primary people that do not go along with Donald Trump's agenda in lockstep with Donald Trump. This is why I harp on Elon Musk on this channel a lot, because he is the key at this point, as far as I can tell. And real quick side note on that, he got called a Nazi on CNN last night, and he immediately went to Twitter to say that he was going to file a lawsuit against anyone that calls him a Nazi. And since there's so much evidence that Elon Musk is a Nazi, starting with 2 Nazi salutes, amplifying Nazi propaganda on his platform all the time, posting articles about how Hitler wasn't actually to blame for the Holocaust, I am 100% comfortable in standing here, right here in front of you today, taking all the risk and saying Elon Musk is a fucking Nazi. Look, he's filing lawsuits. We've got proof that Elon Musk is a Nazi. Fire away, baby. Fire away. I'll probably be the one that ends up broke at the end of that one. He's threatening to sue people with a little more money than me. That might have been a little bit careless of me, huh? We'll start a GoFundMe or something to deal with that. But, fucking goofy asshole. How dare this guy? He does a bunch of Nazi shit and then gets mad when he gets called a Nazi, and now he's threatening to sue people. I think that this should be part of the movement at this point. Every news anchor out there, every guest on a podcast live stream, on a news broadcast, me, every content creator out there should say, Elon Musk is a Nazi. Well, we could drain some resources off Elon Musk when he goes and files lawsuits against fucking everyone, right? No, it's not my fault he did some Nazi shit. But to wrap up the video, because I kind of got carried away in my bullshit today, there is substantial support for MAGA being lost. It is tragic that this country has gotten to where it's gotten. This is the worst fucking thing that I've ever seen happen. I cannot believe we voted for fascism. That's fucking nuts. But we are seeing a fucking actual movement. And Canada, I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. I'm damn proud of you. I'm proud to see Americans finally standing up for themselves. Because what we need to know is there is a difference. There is the core MAGA cult. There are rural Americans that just vote Republican because that's what they've always done, and they just don't want to be the odd man out. And that's unfortunate. But we are seeing an actual grassroots movement against this. And we have to have it because there is all kinds of shit going on. This country is moving towards fascism rapidly, even up to the point where there are discussions out there about Donald Trump getting ready to declare martial law. Now, I don't want to go into that yet. I don't know enough about it, and I have lived long enough to see that everybody says that about every president, right? Every time a Democrat's elected, they're going to declare martial law. Now, that's based on nothing. That's based on crazy Fox News talking points. We know that Donald Trump actually might do something like that. So to see them come in and try to destroy the very lives of the people that put him in power is probably best case scenario. They're going, what the fuck is happening here? And now they're showing up all over rural districts of America to listen to Democrats speak to them about what the fuck is happening to their life right now. So my one wish, my friends, if we survive this, and I don't care, I'm getting old, I'm getting tired, you know, if they take me out, they take me out, my friends, I'll be just fine with that. But the point is, if we all survive this, this may be the fucking awakening America needed if we can get our shit together and stop listening to crazy right-wing talking points. We are being given all the information we need for the rest of our lives. If we survive this, we can keep hammering home the point of that time that fascism almost took out America, and we stood up to it, we survived it, and now for the love of God, can we start voting the right fucking way in this country instead of voting against ourselves in the interest of billionaires that just want to fucking cause harm to us all the time. If we survive, my friends, this is going to be a big deal for the next few generations of Americans, and hopefully we get this shit out of our system and America doesn't backslide into fucking fascism, at least I would say ever again, but at least for a really long fucking time. And we write the history books the right way, and we fucking never let this shit happen again. Listen, I know it's a pipe dream. I know all of that sounds crazy, but look, you have countries that go through crazy shit like this, and most of the time, after all the pain, all the suffering, all the things that happened to a lot of people, the country comes out better for it. And we're seeing that Americans are not going to take this lying down, and to me, that's fucking refreshing. I think I told you guys 6 minutes ago I was done with the video. Hope you're still here. I'm just looking for some optimism right now, and I'm seeing some. I'll shut up. That's the video. Love you guys. Bye now.